Hello and welcome to another episode of The Near Fall. I'm your host, Devin Williams. Show the name. There it is. I have Nick here with us. You have that chair on the stripes?
Thought I did.
No.
I think I do.
That's all right. You're good enough. But we got Royal Rumble done. A little under the weather, a little too sick from the Royal Rumble. But we're back.
Historic Royal Rumble for the near fall.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in general, but at least for the near fall.
I would say almost historically bad.
I wouldn't go that far. It was fine.
We had 6 guesses at the Rumble, and we got 1 out of 6. So not the best. We had two Royal. Oh, wait, Bianca didn't make it. Seth didn't make it.
Seth didn't make it.
So we had 6 guesses. 2 people weren't even in the
Braun
Rumble.
was out.
Braun was out in 10 seconds. And then LA Knight was maybe
he
in
was
for
in
5
there for
minutes.
a while. Yeah.
I mean,
he was in there for a little bit. Had a couple eliminated. I think he eliminated like Theory and Braun.
Brock.
Reed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he
with Cody.
With Cody. He got like half an elimination there.
Yeah, it was certainly a Rumble. We'll jump right into that.
Hold on. We got to talk about why it's historic. A historic moment in near fall history. The first ever successful title defense for Ben Newhouse.
I couldn't get the rule of -4 points for picking somebody who didn't participate in the Rumble to pass. But regardless, it's kind of shocked that we only had 1 winner out of the 6. I felt pretty confident that Liv or Bianca would have won for sure. I thought Jordan was the.
I felt real good about LA Knight for a moment in that Rumble where I was like, maybe.
I would have taken that bet the second you picked LA Knight. There was no shot he was winning. But I don't know. The men's I thought was a little bit more. I thought the pool of possible winners was lower, but we just didn't pick from the possible pool. Or we didn't pick the right one from the pool. I mean, I thought Seth was.
Roman was probably, out of the 4 of us, probably the 4th favorite to win. So
I mean, I might have even had Gunther above him.
Yeah.
If we've known that Seth wasn't going to be there, I think I probably still go Braun. Because I still think that him and Punk makes sense. But I think
maybe Seth was there. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean I feel confident. Well,
the Masked Man. There was a stomp.
Yeah, sweet. I don't know. I think that was not a good part of the Rumble. I don't really want to spend too much time on that one. But Rumble in general. How did you like the? We'll talk start times, kind of like the venue and location first. So, what did you think of the start time at 2:00 Central?
I like the start time. It was kind of cool. Maybe an hour later would have been cooler too, but that's just from personal reasons. I only get out of work at like 1:00, so I was rushing to the little watch party they had at Dave and Buster's, which was actually really kind of neat.
Yeah.
I never want to see an event in Saudi Arabia ever again. But we have next year's.
How about a pay-per-view? Maybe a Raw or something.
Raw or something there would be fine. But, we say that, and we already know that WrestleMania is going to be there next year.
Did they already announce that, right?
Yeah, 2027 WrestleMania will be out there. So hopefully it looks better than what it did.
So what was bad about it, in your opinion, in the actual event?
Well, WWE's already pretty much come out and confirmed that they will not be using those LED lights again because big problem with the lighting is it makes it look like nobody's there.
Yes.
And you kind of saw a little bit of that on SmackDown the night before where it would get dark and then it would look like everybody was gone. But then you really noticed during the Royal Rumble that it was...
Yeah. There's a couple times where I almost said, like, can we pause it? Are there people there? It honestly did look like there was maybe 1,000 people there. The time I didn't mind, I kind of... Not all of these events need to...
The stage was cool.
Stage was fine. Actually, I love that there wasn't a huge ramp. Like, they didn't need to run 45 minutes or take, like, a scooter to get there. So I thought that was fine. Stage was fine. They're already tearing it down.
I'd like to go back to seeing them build stages like that again.
Sure. I didn't think the layout of the arena was anything special or anything noteworthy. I mean, the thing that made all the news was how long it took to build.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I would say it did look empty the crowd wasn't the best reaction wise.
I think part of that's because of how late it is too. I mean, you look at when they started. They started 10 p.m. their time.
I would counter saying that it's the entrances, the music.
Well,
because nobody knows who. The same thing for last year's Rumble, where they played what 80% of the Rumble, like 20 of the entrants. You didn't know who was coming out. There's a couple times where I said that, especially for the women's. I mean, even the men's a little bit. I'm like, who's this? Is Dragon Lee? Is it Ray Phoenix? You know?
Yeah, the women's one is probably a little tougher because I feel like I just don't know them, their music wise as much. Plus, it doesn't help that it's still Def Revel.
Yeah,
doing the music, and it's all
on the
a bunch of
part.
Generic.
Yeah, they already swatched. Who she really said and recorded interview said that she fought to keep her music, and that was changed. But yeah, I think that's something that I would highlight is I don't think the crowd looked good, and I don't think they performed good. I actually don't think. I think the biggest pops of the night was it Randy Orton, LA Knight, and one of the Bellas.
Yeah, well, I think Brie Bella got. I don't know how much of a pop it really genuinely was because I don't think many people wanted Nikki Bella to begin with to come back, and now Brie comes back too. It's fine, but I don't know.
All right.
I thought Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys, and they named him Powerhouse Hobbs to start before they broke the name up.
Yeah, they called him Powerhouse Hobbs, so to me that tells me that they don't. They could have named him Powerhouse Hobbs. They just chose not to. That's kind of WWE's thing.
It was just an interesting note I had about it.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I don't know. He didn't really do too much in the Rumble. You want to talk about former AEW guys in the men's Rumble. Miro lasted, I think, 2 seconds or like 2 minutes maybe. Ray Phoenix was 30
seconds.
I know Ray Phoenix for sure was 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And Powerhouse Hobbs did have okay showing. Nothing too crazy. I think there could have been some cool spots in there with them. I don't know if they're leaving a little bit more on that meat on the bone. But yeah, not a great showing for a lot of former AEW guys on the Rumble.
Yeah, that might have been done on purpose too.
Maybe. I don't know. But all right, Women's Rumble, we'll kind of go in the order of the card. I nailed the card order exactly.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there was too many. It was whether or not was the men's Rumble going to be the main event or was the title going to be the main event.
No, I don't honestly think that was even close.
Well, but I think that's the only question there would have been.
I think the men's Rumble is closed like the last 6 Rumbles.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying if there would have been any kind of dissension, that would have been the only thing that would have been switched. There's no way they would have moved the rest of the order around.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty logical to have Gunther go first because they gave him a little extra time to rest. Obviously, he was also number 30. The McIntyre Sammy match was okay. The person I watched it with thought it was solid online. Thought it was not good.
I thought it was pretty boring.
Yep.
So and I was even out having fun with people and I think that's why initially I didn't think the overall pay-per-view was that bad until I watched it back again, on my own. I was like, maybe it wasn't that fun.
There just was no shocks, I would say. And I feel like that was also last year. There was no shocks, or even 2 years ago. The biggest surprise was not even surprise, but the most match in doubt, I would say, would be AJ and Gunther. And even then, it did kind of feel like Gunther was winning. He was favored the entire time, but there were some people hoping, I would say more hope than actual thought of that maybe AJ Styles would actually win that match and keep his career going, at least his WWE career going. Now, what are your thoughts on that? After the match ended, he was going to take his gloves off, maybe other parts of his gear.
He did take the gloves off and then put them back on.
He had them halfway off. He didn't leave him in the ring. Yeah, he had them
strapped them back on.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Definitely, I think that means we'll see him again. I think the WWE crowd will see him again. I've been adamant since the start that he's going to end up in TNA, and that's where he'll do. I mean, he kind of already had a bit of a retirement tour, under the radar retirement tour. When you look at everything he did leading up to this. He had his match with Cena. He had the title match in France with Cody. He had the match now recently with Punk and with Shinsuke. So he kind of had a mini retirement tour the whole time. It was just kind of under the radar.
It would seem like it was rushed because I believe WWE probably thought he was going to resign or do something. These last 6 matches he's had, he's looked great in the ring. I don't think he's done in the sense of his body can't do it now. Do I think he wants to do a full schedule with a company? Probably not. We've touched on it for the last couple weeks, it feels like. I just think he's going to have a trip around the world. He's going to go to New Japan. He's going to go to TNA. He's going to go to AEW.
I don't think, talking on his bio, I don't think there's a match that we can look at and say it was a bad match.
No.
As far as how he looked at it.
No.
There might be some matches that didn't live up to expectations, but he's at least always looked good, always looked like he could do it. He's not showing that age that someone like maybe a Chris Jericho or a John Cena showed.
I would say when given the time, he has looked great. Wasn't always given the time, kind of like this last run. You know, he wasn't really on TV. A couple matches here, a couple matches here. Then the tag team with the Dragon Lee, or AJ Lee, whatever. And then now
AJ Lee. Yep.
I think at that point, I think it was made clear, like, I don't think I'm going to renew my contract, or I don't think I'm going to continue wrestling here in WWE, whether he's just done in general or not. But if he is done, or if he is not done, do we think a Ciampa? Now, it's not going to be this instant because he was on TV and his contract just ended, but do we see him at the next AEW pay-per-view after like a Kenny Omega MJF match?
Maybe. It depends on, like you said, like what does his non-compete say? I mean, he just ended. I mean, and then the contract, I don't know exactly what day the contract was necessarily.
I think it was
up
like
either,
the literal day after the Rumble.
Yeah, so I think it comes down to how long is that non-compete. It's probably only like, they might not have even given him one. They might have just respected him and
showed
said,
up,
hey, you know, go ahead.
Pretty quick.
I think that shows you, though, with Ciampa, they just didn't care.
Yeah, well,
I think they might care a little more about where AJ goes and what he does.
What are your thoughts on the big thing was WWE? Some of their post-game match, if you will, post-game interviews were really hammering that he is for sure done wrestling, or like they're one of the biggest things online was, you know, they're saying he's never gonna wrestle ever again in any company or anything like that. Do you think that talk was to almost kind of like pin AJ in a corner, and then that way if he comes back, I don't know who it was, but he said like I was told directly that he said he will never ever wrestle ever again, or he'll never step foot in a ring. Do you think that is to make it seem concrete, it's over? Or is it to make it paint in the light if he does come back? Well, he lied to us.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably see it go either way there. It might just be them going, hey, other companies do not exist.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Cole tried his hardest not to say Daniel Bryan.
Oh, he tried so hard.
And the it kicks, because that's what it is. That's what they were yelling in the background is yes, or it. I thought the best match on the card easily. So, all right, we're taking over a quick break. When we come back, we have more Rumble stuff. Plenty to get to. Stay with us right here in WFRV+. We'll be back when we come back from breaks. Hello and welcome back to the near fall post Royal Rumble, post Raw after Rumble, if I could say that correctly. I'm your co-host, Devin Williams. We got Nick here in studio with me. We haven't really spent too much time on the actual, like, we've kind of nitpicked around some of the stuff. Let's do excuse me, Drew and Sammy quick. We kind of touched on how this is probably the worst match on the card. Maybe not worst, just least interesting. I thought this one was pretty locked and loaded on who was going to win. No big shocks. Not a whole lot of moments.
There's a moment here or there where it looked like, well, maybe they will let Sammy win. And that was very quickly squashed.
I don't even think that.
I wish what they would have done, though, is I feel like the Final Four of the men's was kind of, whatever. I really wish they would have had Sammy. Sammy could have replaced like La Parka or something and been in that Final Four, and really they really teased that underdog mentality where can he finally get it done, but he's going to get another shot, and then you can still have Roman win. You could have him and Roman could have been the final two.
One of the best scenes of WrestleMania or Royal Rumble is when he turned on him. But yeah, I think there could have been 50 other wrestlers over La Parka.
Well, yeah.
So we can go over some of the roster when we get there, but yeah, I thought this match was just kind of easy. Like that, I don't know. It was fine having the card. I almost would have rather have had. I know they can't do it probably for like it's maybe just easier clothing reasons or religious reasons, but I just would have rather had Vancouver and Steph on this one.
Yeah,
and then but I think that was fine on Raw. All right. Let's touch on some of the women's rumble. Obviously, Liv Morgan, your winner. Anyone on the women's side that you think? Once Charlotte came out, I guess I'll jump and say Charlotte. I'm like, okay, Bliss is coming out second. I'm like, Bliss will be the next one out.
Yeah, I felt like the women's one. So we were sitting there watching it, and I was calling out name by name people coming out. Like Candice LeRae, I was like, oh, she's next. When Chelsea Green came out, I went, oh, it's gonna be Julia.
Yep,
Julia. And it kept coming. And I felt like the women's match, I was able to pretty well know who was coming based off of who had come previous.
Yep.
When they started with Charlotte, I was like, all right, well, we know what's going to happen here as far as who's coming next, and kind of teased that a little more. Charlotte, interesting note on her, we kind of brought it up, over the weekend after the Rumble, was in the women's Rumble longer than the entirety of the men's Rumble.
Yeah. That was kind of a weird set. I thought that she was she ended up being like almost close to an hour. I thought it was like 45 minutes. So when I saw it, I'm like, there's no way that's right. But she was in like 56 minutes, 58 minutes, and the men's Rumble was 56 minutes.
Yeah, she was in there for 59 minutes and 50 seconds. She was in there almost a full hour.
Yep. All right, we called the Kiana James most eliminations. I don't think that was a huge...
Lash Legend.
Oh, Lash Legend. Yep. Sorry, yes, Lash Legend. Kiana James did have a good showing, though.
Sol Ruca obviously had a great showing.
Felt like Roxanne Perez last year. NXT, mainly NXT person getting a solid run.
I think we're going to see her involved in a bunch of stuff on main roster moving forward.
Sol Ruca?
Yeah.
That's not a huge needle mover for me. A cool finisher. It feels...
She's so good in NXT, too.
Yeah.
She's great in NXT.
I think NXT was relatively stacked. I mean, but yes, I think she'll be on the main roster. Is she already on the main roster?
I think she's going to be one that kind of does both for right now.
Okay.
They've got a storyline going on NXT that her tag team partner is about to turn on her.
Okay. Yeah, you lost me on that part. But
I know.
Her finisher reminds me a lot of like a Rey Mysterio one, where the setup at first is so hard to believe.
Yeah.
But eventually it starts to come more and more.
It's a lot similar to what was, I don't know if you're going to remember, because I don't know if you even bothered like watching it at the time, because the wrestling from most of the wrestling throughout 2010s was just bad. But like Sin Cara's finisher was something similar to the Soul Snatcher that she does.
It's kind of like reminds me of like an RKO / like like it can be done in a lot of cool spots, but just some of the setup, like it's like Bandito stuff. But I think she's fine. I would have liked to see. I mean, I honestly thought top to down, maybe like one or two people you could have cut out, as opposed to the men's, where I think I could have cut out 10 wrestlers on the men's. I thought for the most part it's fine. It was fine. Love the Chelsea Green and Rhea Ripley spot.
Yeah, Tiffany coming back is big too. Hopefully that's a continued thing. It's not just a one-off.
I will say both of these 30 entrants, again, it just used to mean something. We touched on this before. On Friday night, I watched the John Cena Royal Rumble where he came back. Like the 30th spot used to, I don't want to say mean something, but that's what the expectation was. Like, who is it going to be?
I think Tiffany was fine. I mean,
didn't move the needle at all. When it came out, I was like, okay. So no Bianca, like no, like
but Tiffany's been off TV for like a month or two now. So I mean, I think that's a fine return.
I think it was fine. I just don't think it was 30th eligible. I almost would say
it's better than Brie Bella.
I honestly would say I would have said put Brie Bella at 30. Not that I wouldn't have had her at 30 in my chin, but I think they would have been a different reaction. I don't know. It's just one of those ones where...
Part of that, I mean, we've talked about this already.
Or like Saraya, or like
part
Paige.
Of these problems with
like
the Rumble is that we just kind of overhype it on our own terms. We overhype it. We just expect it to be so much more every year, and it's just not.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple Rumbles I think have just been mediocre.
Yeah,
they've just been nothing crazy.
Logan Paul was number 30 last year.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. Where it's just it's one of those ones where I don't like Liv Morgan makes a complete sense. I think it was probably the obvious winner. Just wish I would have had the guts to pick it. I said that I thought that since everyone picked her, that maybe they were going to try to swerve it and be a little different. They weren't. I think it's fine that she won. There's no complaints on the winner. I just think that there could have been just a very solid medium, middle of the road, very safe. There was no complaints in the sense of like this is the worst women's Rumble ever. I think it was just fine. Just fine. Better than the men's, I would say.
Yeah, I think the end of that got kind of weird. I mean, I know what they were going for, and it was good. Like the final three
I
was
thought the
fine.
final four, final three was fine.
But
Yeah,
there was
absolutely.
just a couple spots in what they were trying to do that was just a little sloppy.
All right. Well, let's take our last break. When we come back, we got the men's rumble, and we're trying to get a little bit on the Raw stuff. So stay with us. We'll be right back after these breaks.
And welcome back to the Near Fall here on WFRV Plus. We're wrapping up our Royal Rumble Fallout.
That's what it's called, the Royal Rumble Fallout.
What else do you want to call
Yeah.
it? Royal Rumble recap. Keep the alliteration going.
It's men's time. We have Roman Reigns won the Rumble, came in at number 26.
My tribal chief.
Yeah, it's just
The OTC.
love the start of this Rumble. The
Yeah,
Oba
I'm
show,
sure
I
you
was
did.
all.
I did not think they would do it like that.
I
but
was running around a motel room in Rhineland, up in Rhinelander for ice fishing weekend, and was like, keep them coming. I want them to do this for the next 10 entrants. I want it to be
Yeah.
one-on-one. I was all over it.
I really thought they were going to let them keep going, too. I was like,
Yeah.
all right. They planted the seed for him and Brock, with Brock
every now and
eliminating
then,
him.
but you could tell that they were messing
Well,
that.
but then Brock eliminated him, too. So
Yeah,
that,
I don't mind if they build that, but Brock just needs to be on TV.
I don't know. Well,
That's the thing. So, but there was a couple times where they were going to go face to face, but they got face to face, but you could tell somebody was late because someone was supposed to come and attack or the
they
entrant
did that
was supposed
same
to come.
thing with Roman and Fatu in
Yeah.
last year's Rumble, just kind of kept them
Yep.
away from each other.
So, I thought the top 15, if you want to break it in half, the first 15, Mr. Iguana, no thanks. Both of the El Grandes. I wish they almost just would have like had that music played and they both come out and be like, no, it's supposed to be me, and then they do like they both get in, they both get eliminated or something like that, where it's like
That would have been a cool, unique idea.
just and then it
I
gets
like Mr. Iguana.
I do not in the Royal
I
Rumble.
like the spot.
Not in the
You're
Royal
always
Rumble.
going to have one comedic person in there, and I didn't mind him being in there. I mean, it's better him than R-Truth.
I would say El Grandes were the comedic spot, but
In a sense.
I also just like Chad Gable and love to see him perform. But I thought the top 15 was okay. It was fine. The back 16 kind of had a lot of. It was either really good, really recognizable, or just shouldn't even be in the same ring. I mean, you're
still
talking
don't
Bronson Reed's fine, Ilya's fine, Laparca, no thanks, Dragon Lee, no thanks.
Oh, and they kind of killed Ilya's momentum, too. They just had Brock no-sell his
Yeah, which
offense
is
and just
fine.
immediately launched him out.
Miz, no thanks. Ray Phoenix, no thanks. Jey Uso, no thanks. Penta, no thanks. Orton, no thanks. I know Orton made the final four, but he was also like 29.
Come on, Jey Uso had like the best, Roman Reigns had like the best
I mean,
moment
that's a
of the
comedic.
Rumble.
That was a comedic spot too. So I guess
Breaking up him trying to be stupid and run it back, and Roman just letting him know,
Yeah.
hey, what are you doing?
I love like Logan Paul looked good. Randy Orton, I just doesn't do anything. I kind of forgot Gunther was even in the match, and when he
Well,
came up, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, he's number 30.
I
You know,
think-
it's just kind of like well.
I feel like they did that a couple years ago with Brock Lesnar, where you knew
Yeah.
Brock was going to be
or
there.
Cody. It was Cody.
And it was Cody, yeah.
too.
And it just felt like, and that goes back to number 30. Like they just don't leave that as a surprise anymore.
No.
They leave it as someone like know that's going to be
I
there.
think that's what people are what people would like. Like I'd say, like, what if the rock music hit at number 30? You know, like that would have been.
I was hoping, and I told this to the people there after number 30 came out.
Yeah,
I
The
was
Rock.
hoping there was going to be another countdown,
Yep.
and it switches to Jericho, and at least the 31st entrant
Yeah.
would have been Jericho, just as something different, something new ish.
Winner Final Four is Roman, Logan Paul, Orton, and Gunther. Logan Paul has made like 3 of the last Final Fours. It's fine.
Again, I go back and I say that it should have been Sammy and Roman at the final
Sure.
two.
I would have been okay with that.
Storytelling
It would have been okay.
to the max.
I just don't think Orton should be in this spot as a wrestler at this point in his career. I just
well,
really don't.
and I hope you're going to enjoy when he's in the Elimination Chamber match.
Mm.
Him, Sammy,
Yeah.
Breaker.
Let's touch about it on Raw then. I mean, they Roman officially challenged for Punk's belt. It'll be
the
Roman
loser's
and Punk.
belt. Remember that.
Yes, he used to call it loser's belt, but now the losers are on the other brand because it made
Yeah.
it very clear that nobody wants to see Drew McIntyre
Now,
in this
the-
match. Or
the biggest belt in the company is
Yeah.
now being buried.
yeah, so I really I thought the CM Punk and the Roman Reigns promo was the best stuff WWE has done in probably close to like the last 2 years, maybe since Sami Zayn's. turn on Roman Reigns. Just really good promo. Just please I hope that this continues. You know, they don't get too bloodline infused or interference infused. I'm sure they'll do like the tag team match, you know, Jey Uso and Roman Reigns versus Punk and Person X, whoever it wants to be. LA Knight, I don't know. But that'll be fine. Do that. And then like kind of just have it be.
No, and I think Punk's going to continue to be this like fighting champion that he's portraying. So I think at like Elimination Chamber, he might face like a Logan Paul.
Maybe.
Or something. Just a one-off in Chicago.
Maybe.
And then Roman comes out after or something.
Yeah, I would just say this is really. I mean, their promo touched on so many good things. I think in wrestling,
it touched it. You probably recapped about 2 decades of wrestling in just their promo.
Yeah, I mean, his like, you know, my 400 days, you did 1400 days. Someone said like Punk had more defenses in those times than Roman did. Like it's just like some really good stuff. They touched on like I think really what it should have been. It really was really good. And then the women's match, quickly. We don't have too much time here, but Vakur beat Raquel.
That would indicate that she's okay.
Yes.
I know there's a bit of an injury scare there for a while.
There were rumors that Raquel would win, and then it would be Roxanne, Raquel, and Liv at WrestleMania for a triple threat. Who do you want to see Liv face? I'm assuming it's going to... all signs are pointing toward Vakur.
Yeah.
Still no defenses from Jade. Has now reached, I think, 3 months and has not defended the belt.
It's time for her to lose the belt.
Hasn't even defended it once.
Never be seen on TV again.
It seemed like this match, from what I saw online, and I didn't watch most of my stuff. I rewatched like that Roman's Punk stuff a lot. This one seemed okay. The ending I heard was kind of unique. Not the best, I don't know, but I didn't really watch too much of it. Like there's a table spot that maybe or may not, it didn't work.
Yeah, they tried to do like this Hurricane Rana through the table, and they didn't miss the table, but the table kind of like just collapsed instead of crashing through.
Okay. Well, regardless, I think it's fine. I kind of am curious what Raquel brought up some good points. How come you eliminated me? I know Liv kind of talked like, and then she was like, "Oh, you had your title shot. Now I have mine."
Well, and they posted like a video after the Royal Rumble of all of them celebrating her win. So now it's like, well, you weren't angry.
Yeah,
so.
I know. So we'll see. They got plenty of time to build this out.
Dom's back.
I want to see what happens. So
Dirty Dom has returned.
Yep. All right. So that'll do it for this episode. Again, Ben is the reigning near fall champion. By getting one pick right, we were all 0 for you and me were 0 for 2, and he was 1 for 1.
Technically, he got 3 picks right.
Yeah, well, those were easy ones. So, all right. Thank you for watching this episode of Near Fall. Until the next time, keep that shoulder off the mat. Thank you for watching right here at WFRE Plus. We'll see you next time.